Hi, just a quick preface before the episode starts. Jodie's in Disney this week and we didn't want to go dark for that long. Although, before you get all excited with us, please keep the trigger finger of a 1-star review at rest because we did have a little bit of technical difficulties on this one. Not that bad, but I know it can be annoying. So please pour yourself a nice coffee, add the whiskey if you need it, and turn us up gently. You can find Jodie on @RealityTVPod on Insta, Twitter, and check out her Orchard of Snark Facebook group. It's a lot of fun. And you can find me, Carrie, at SipShinePod on Insta, Twitter, and Facebook. And see you next week.
Welcome to Moms on the Rocks. We are Jodie
and Carrie.
We're two women trying to be not just moms while careering, carpooling, and cocktailing. How's it going today, Carrie?
I'm doing good. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in. And usually we like to start off with what we have on the rocks this week. So, Jodie, you want to start us off?
On the
Take
rocks.
it away, Jodie.
On the rocks right now, nothing too exciting. I have a little fancy drink, something called La Croix, also known as LaCroix sparkling water.
What's the best way to say that, by the way?
It's LaCroix. I looked it up because it rhymes with enjoy. That's on their website.
Really? Because then Naomi from Southern Charm said that it's the other way.
Oh, if you look it up, because I would always just say in a fancy way La Croix, just because it sounded silly. But yeah, I'm having a grapefruit, if I could say it, La Croix. And then just on the rocks this week, super busy with kids wrapping up school. It's just insane. How about you? What's on the rocks this week?
I'm drinking water because I just came from a happy hour where I was drinking sangria.
Ooh, red or white?
Red.
Delicious.
Yes, it got a little bit rained out, and for me, it's prepping for my PT test. I'm like the mouse on the wheel right now, and I was running tonight, thank goodness, before the rain. I'm not improving, so of course I get through the last quarter of a mile, and I see this guy walking ahead. Now he had that Dexter or Ted Bundy kind of look where they're kind of cute, but they're creepy too. So I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to practice situational awareness and slow down so I could stay behind him and walk out the rest. But then the entire time tonight, because again, I don't want to be a Dateline episode, and I really think at this point I should probably have a folder of pictures, because I think if I do end up on one of those shows, as a side thought, that they'll probably use the worst pictures of me, because dudes are usually, the ex-spouses or boyfriends are the ones picking the pictures that they're going to use.
No, I would not allow that. I would
please
not
do not
allow that.
Please don't use my license picture either, that I look like a headshot, like KP Duty. Please don't.
Actually, it's kind of strange. My license picture is not that bad, but it was because
cute.
Well, I did my hair right before. I was at peak conditions, but everyday pictures, no, not good. You saw the pictures that my husband Dave took of me at the minor league baseball team.
From the angle I thought Paige took him, and your husband's pretty tall. He's like the Yeti. I was like, are they at this angle? Did he hold the camera at his stomach level?
Now that I think of it, I think he crouched down. Yeah, because he's about 6'5". I think he crouched down, and I think his intention was to get the photo I was holding or the piece of paper I was holding.
Oh.
So for those of you who don't know, I went to a minor league baseball game, and it was the same field where Real Housewives of Orange County, Gina Keogh, was threatened to be beaten to death by her son, Shane, who was playing for the team.
Can I tell you that particular show is the one that cursed me, because I judged the shit out of her, thinking I will never let my teenage son talk to me that way. Oh, I got that back 10 times worse.
Oh my goodness, how's Kieran doing?
Oh, he's all right. We'll get to that one, but I want to finish talking about that you went to a major landmark in Orange County history.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to call it's the first official reality TV / Moms on the Rocks reality TV landmark. That was an epic episode.
Can we do a markers, maybe create a listing? They have the historical database. Can we do one for this?
Oh, I think you need to create an app. You're good at that.
We could do this, seriously. But we need to hear locations of what Yeah, because they're across the country.
That's true.
Where did Luann fall in the bush though? That was out of the country, right?
I think that was that was on her trip with Bethany, so it was Mexico.
Oh. Okay, so at least we can do maybe North America.
Done. Sold. Next summer. Well,
I've already made it my mission. I've already gone to Molly's bra shop. I'm going to Charleston in 2 weeks, and Mike wanted to go to Nicole's motel.
oh, be careful if you're going to go see Nicole. You're talking about from 90 Day Fiancé, right?
Yes, but I'm like, I don't think I want to actually stay at her place.
Oh, no. No, no, no. You would
I
contract
don't think
something.
they have housekeeping. I don't think they have housekeeping.
No, I think so I forgot where I read this. It might have been Starcasm that apart motel, which now I just call it the Hole, it is owned by her grandpa or something that's affiliated with some kind of a church. So I think
Okay,
she's
that
just
sounds
living
it.
there rent or weekly fee free. You don't want to go there. Now, with Southern Charm, I want you to fill me in a little bit because next week, taking a very long car ride road trip with the family to Disney World.
Yes.
So I have been told by you and many others that I need to start Southern Charm, the original one, not New
Yeah.
Orleans, first season, first episode.
Affirmative.
Okay. Now, am I going to find out why Thomas is such a monster?
Yes, you will. You are going to see a totally different side. Now, you're going to go through a stage, though, where you're going to be a little judgy with Catherine.
Okay.
We all go through it. But you have to bear in mind, she's like 18, 19 years old, and she wasn't originally supposed to be a main cast member, and she becomes it. And she kind of made a couple dumb decisions on camera to try to, like, because Thomas was kind of jerking her around, wasn't, like he was
Okay.
interested in her, and then he acted like he didn't. Typical, like, get attention kind of stuff,
Okay.
So you're going to go through a little judgy phase with her. You're also going to see her, like, emotionally and knocked up, and, like, him running for office and him being, like, jerk to her and her being just immature to be in that position because she was 19 years old when all this started, and they got pregnant almost right away.
Ew, she was 19.
So then I think she had a little bit of a pill habit. From what I understand, it was pills. And then, so she went to rehab or whatever, and that's how he ended up getting custody of the kids. But if you think about it, she had 2 babies back to back. I'm not making excuses for her. I'm just trying to say, like, some of her bad decisions got played out on national TV where people do dumb things in their youth. And I think she was just thrust in the spotlight and had 2 kids back to back. And he was making promises to support her, and then he's very, very, very cheap.
Oh.
I got some good gossip on him. Ashley Jacobs was on another podcast, like Good Morning Toast or something, and she was kind of trying to defend herself because she doesn't get confessionals, and basically even the Bravo TV people that do their podcasts were talking about how much they hate her.
Ooh. Wait, and
And even
Ashley is Thomas's current girlfriend.
Yeah, so now she's kind of like Shep. Shep just is like a golden retriever. He just lets everything kind of wash away, And Craig, like, she likes Craig, but Craig even recently was on the podcast saying, like, he's cordial with her, but he doesn't really care for her because he's very loyal to Catherine. But Craig is probably one of the most loyal. Like, he's just like, if something's wrong, he's going to say it's wrong. But what she was saying, though, is if you see pictures of her, she's dropped some serious, serious weight. She was already, you can tell by watching her on this season, she's very anxious, very nervous kind of person, very, like, propose to me here, Thomas, very, like, insecure, thirsty. And, oh my gosh, if you see her now, she's dropped probably a good 15 pounds, if not more.
From where? She's already super skinny.
Yeah, she looks like skeletal on her face and her neck. Like, it's really, really, really thin.
Is it bad to say I wish I had that problem?
Girl, I would be willing at this point to get one of those tapeworms.
I was thinking I was going to start Googling it, but I was afraid I would never stop and then I'd run my family into debt. But I need something to get rid of my inner thigh pooch itch.
Oh, can I tell you, this is sad. I was running today, and I thought I was going to start a fire. There was that much friction, and I was like, I think I have powder men need to use down there. Like, I need it.
Gold Bond. It's
Okay,
Gold Bond.
I need it between my thighs, and I need it where my butt and my thigh should separate, but there is not a lot of separation. It's starting to just become one. And so now I'm like, am I going to be that person where you have to lift the flap to like put the powder in there to, or to clean it?
No, you are not my 600-pound life.
I was like,
what was his name?
Do I need
Stephen Asante?
Do I need like hygiene tips from like the show? Like that's how bad I've been feeling, and that's what I was feeling it. I was feeling it when I was running today.
No, you know what? Do you have an Apple Watch?
No, but I have a Fitbit.
Okay. See, I did not have a Fitbit. I have an Apple Watch now, but before that I had a Garmin, I think it was like a Vivo Smart HR or something. Mm-hmm. But I just downloaded an app onto my Apple Watch today because I've been working out, and I want to ask you what you're doing to work out. But,
okay.
I've been doing cardio and strength training with weights, and like I notice a difference. You just feel different. You feel better. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, okay, there's like certain areas where I feel like I should be losing some fat. So I have been thinking I'm in my fat burning zone because I'm sweating my freaking ass off. But no, so I found this app that on your little watch, or maybe you could do it on your Fitbit, I don't know. But it'll tell you if you are in your fat burning zone or if you're in your cardio zone or whatever. So I'm going to try.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to try that out and see if doing that.
Tell me what app. Tell me what app it is.
Okay, I'll have to look it up. I'll send you a text message and I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know because I need any little bit can help at this point. Like I'm on the supplements, the aromatherapy. You name it. One thing that I told you before that does help is putting kava in. I know that sounds crazy because it's a sedative, but I think it cuts down on my hunger.
Oh, I need that too. See, but when I work out, I eat better because I don't like it to go to waste, that I just sweat my butt off. Yeah. Like, I'm like, no way.
No, when I work out, I usually crave dairy, so I usually want ice cream and stuff. I always crave dairy when I don't know why.
Okay, I'm jumping all over the place. The name of the app is Zones.
Okay, I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, and actually your fat burning zone is actually a lower heart rate than cardio. So I'm like, shoot, I might be overdoing it. That's what I like to tell myself.
I have some good news if we're jumping around.
Yes.
So my Belle, she would love it that I'm telling the world this. My Belle is 10 years old, and she has always been in pull-ups. Like apparently it's hereditary. Like her dad was a late bedwetter too.
Okay. So is Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, so I had a Sarah Silverman. And so it always impacted her doing sleepovers and stuff. It's like hiding the pull-up and, her siblings would make fun of her for it. We always told them not to, but, it would always come up like, you're still in pull-ups, you're a baby, the whole thing. And I tried they have like pills. I had to ask for it. And she's like, oh, I don't really think like it doesn't help, but it's not a solution. We did the alarm system, we did everything, and now she's out of pull-ups.
Oh, congratulations.
I know. It was getting to the point where they were like pulling apart. Like I was going to have to get her into adult diapers.
Oh, so wait, she was still like in Pampers?
Yeah, like, like they have pull-ups that are for 65-pound because there are kids at her age that are still in pull-ups. Especially, I think it runs more commonly in boys.
Wow.
So, yeah, so they still have them. If you go to those sections, you'll probably notice next time you're at the store.
I never knew that.
Yeah, they are for, like, young, I don't want to say young adult, but they're for mid, past the...
They have them for tweens.
Yeah, exactly.
Tweens, and they also have them for, like, crazy ex-girlfriends, right?
Yeah, exactly. So she slept in McKenna's trundle bed because she has a bunk bed with, like, a desk underneath, so it was, like, a family thing. Like, we were all rooting for her because when she got done, she gets to go to Great Wolf Lodge. So now, the bad part on me is now I gotta book that shit. Worry about being in a bathing suit, the whole weekend thing. Like, it just created, like, a whole bunch of extra on me, but I'm just happy for her.
Oh, well, I'm happy for both of you. That's like a huge step. I remember when both my kids were out of diapers, it was like, wow. Like you wait for that moment. Oh my gosh. Well, good
She's like, Mommy, I don't have to keep my secret anymore. I don't have a secret anymore. Yeah, it really impacted her self-esteem.
Well, I'm sure, because she's going into middle school, right?
Well, yeah, she'll be going to 6th grade next year, but...
Oh, well, now she can come visit us and she can have a sleepover with me.
Yeah, with big girl panties.
You know what? I have no idea why this popped in my head when you said big girl panties. Did you hear about Brigitte Nielsen?
That she's pregnant at 54.
Yes.
With the IVF. What do you think about that?
I mean, I guess if the baby's healthy and parents, I'm saying what you're supposed to say. The baby's healthy and the parents love the baby. But I mean, so her kids, her oldest kid is 34. Her youngest is 23. I mean, being that far out, can you even imagine?
No, Mike has talked to me about having another baby.
Oh, God, my jaw literally dropped.
I know, and I'm like, you think after Karen's genes, I'm going to let this gene pool live on? No, I think we're good.
No, I think I'm thinking the same thing that a lot of people probably are, which is they're going to be really old parents, and that kid's going to be all alone or have very elderly parents.
Yeah, I mean, I knew a girl that her dad was in World War II.
Whoa.
But I do think it's a double standard because I think there's men out there that will have kids. Like my next door neighbor, married up the second wife and now they have a 5-year-old and he's out there, and I think his kids are grown,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like kind of a double standard. The only thing I can say is that I think it's case by case basis because there are some older women that never had a chance to have a baby and they finally have that chance because they finally have the monetary resources. So I can't deprive them of that, but at least Bridget had some kids before.
Yeah.
And maybe you're more turned off by the fact she's more of a character than her actual pregnancy, and you're picturing her as a mom.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking
picturing her with Flavor Flav.
Oh my God. Or what did she used to call him, like Pookie Pookie or something? Do you remember that?
Yeah. I didn't, for the longest time, I thought that was not real, like the Chelsea Handler and 50 Cent thing. And they're real deals.
No, they were not real couple.
Yeah, Heather McDonald talked about it all the time. They really dated, and they broke up because he had bad breath or something.
Oh no, I'm talking about Brigitte Nielsen and Flavor Flav. They were not a real couple.
They weren't?
I think it was just for TV. No, that makes me think of, what do you think of this John Cena, Nikki Bella thing?
Okay. Now, I was saying before, I do watch Total Divas. I don't watch wrestling, but I do watch Total Divas and then their spinoff because
I think you're lying. I think you really do watch wrestling.
No, I swear, I'm like, you don't understand. I had such a fit when I found out my son liked WWE when he was little. Like the neighbor was into it. I told Patrick, I said, this is the beginning of the end. I said, he's going to get dumber every day. And now here I am watching like the female wrestlers. But I do like to watch them when I'm working out because I feel like it inspires me to be strong, not skinny.
Okay,
like they work out and they like lift weights and they're very athletic. And so it's like, it's not like watching Victoria's Secret models. Like they're working out to be strong and they're very athletic. So it motivates me to not have to be super skinny. Like this is what I'm working out to be,
Sure, Carrie, that's cute that you think that. So you're a huge wrestling fan. So what do you think of Nikki Bella?
So at first, I was like, all right, because they've always talked about this, and I get it. They're like actors. They are very scripted in the ring or whatever. And I think what they do is they go in these seasons, and sometimes they set up, okay, what's your problem going to be this season? Because they do it on Vanderpump Rules even too. And I was thinking that when I was watching and reading these stories, I thought this is scripted. Like, I get it. He doesn't want to have kids. And I do think that was going to be an issue when her sister had a kid. So I was like, all right, maybe there's a hint of truth in this storyline, but they're just embellishing it for the show. And then they broke up. So at first I read every story I could. I was like, oh, that's so sad. But then I was like, wait a minute. They just released Total Bellas and the sister saying how brave they are about having it play out on the show. I'm like, I bet this is for ratings. And didn't they recently break a story saying something like that, or were they saying no?
Yeah, no, I read it in Us Weekly, and it's everywhere now that they're saying it's just a publicity stunt.
What do you think about that?
Well, at first I fell for it. I'm not going to lie, because I don't watch the show. I'm not a huge wrestling fan like you are, and
I'm never going to live that down now.
No, you're not. I know what you're getting for your birthday now. But I totally fell for it. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, she would totally regret not being a mom if it's something that she really wanted. I should know better. I totally think it's just for ratings. It's a total Kardashian move.
I wonder, being a Kardashian, or like in the case of this, when you're on a show that long, like for instance, the Vanderpump Rules cast 2, when does like real life start and the show stops? Like, I wonder if you just exasperate situations. Was that the right word?
Yeah.
Exasperate, right?
Exasperate, right?
Yeah. So I wonder if you've
exaggerate. You've had a few head injuries in the ring, right?
Well, we did get the trampoline for a reason, so I could like live out my fantasies. But just wait until you and I are like a tag team. We're gonna have to come. Oh, you know what I did watch? Glow.
What the hell is Glow?
Gosh. You've got to watch this. And one of the girls in Glow actually liked one of my tweets or like commented or retweeted it. I got really excited. So
you are so full of shit. You are such a huge wrestling fan.
I'm totally not. But promise me you'll watch one episode, the first episode, because Mark Maron's in it with Dave one night after the kids go to bed.
Okay.
So the very first episode, it's this, and it's based on a true story from the 80s, but I didn't remember it.
Is one of the characters' names Carrie?
No, and there's no pig's blood either. So, but no, we're going to come up with a tag team duo. This is what we're going to be for Halloween. So in the beginning of the show, she's an actress, and she's actually married to, I think, James Franco's brother in real life. So she's like an out-of-work actress, and she's trying to get a job, and her best friend, she was drinking one night, and her best friend, her husband, was knocking on the window, and they banged or whatever. So, you know, she's not really doing much with her life. And she answers a casting call for an actress. And all these women show up at the gym, like a rusty gym in the, out in LA. And the guy has this idea to do the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. And it's going to be a show that they're going to put on the network. I think on the network. Have them be eye candy.
Okay.
And so it goes through the process of them training, but they all have backstories. Like there's this badass chick that's like trying to help, train them. She kind of looks like Serena Williams. Like really pretty, but real badass.
You know what this sounds exactly like?
What?
This sounds like a modern day version of A League of Their Own.
Yes. With Mark Maron, who like curses and stuff, and is like, I think, an alcoholic.
I love that movie.
Yes, this is A League of Their Own, and it's based on a true story. And
when you were here, when you came to visit at Cantini, remember they filmed it there?
I know, and I came back and I told McKenna, and she was really excited. My little Rockford peach.
Okay. All right. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look into Glow.
I mean, how many shows is there out? There's not. Some of them get so mixed in because there's so many shows I can't tell the difference between them. So at least this is something a little different.
There are a lot. And Netflix does have a lot of good shows. Have you been watching, oh my gosh, Evil Genius?
I did. And you know what?
Wait, hold on. I only saw the first 2 episodes. What did you think so far?
I think it's really good, but I think My Favorite Murder or one of those covered this story because I was watching it and I was like, this sounds really familiar.
Okay.
And then Mike made me watch the scene because Mike used to oversee EOD.
Oh.
So he made me watch the scene. He was like, did they show the whole thing? And he's like rewinding it. I'm like, would you really want to watch this in slow motion? Like, seriously?
Right. Yeah, I haven't watched episode 3 or 4, so I have a feeling I think I know how it's going to shake out, but maybe I'm totally wrong.
Yeah, you're totally wrong.
Okay, now I have to finish watching it.
Yeah, you're totally wrong. Yep.
Okay, I have another show question for you, and then I have a practical question. Do you watch The Bachelorette?
No, I don't, but you know what I do watch? Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, see, I don't watch any of those shows.
I know, and I didn't either until I caught one episode, and I was like, this is so corny. It's like a corn chip, and I don't know why, but I ended up staying for more episodes, maybe because there was nothing else on at Bachelor in Paradise, and then I realized that I actually liked it because the numbers are more evenly matched, so it's not like a bunch of women competing for a man. So, and they're like every week they introduce a new, like usually man or woman in, so it mixes up the dynamics, and it's super cheesy, and they know it, so they kind of make fun of themselves for it. Like one's talking to a raccoon, like they do it with humor, with the editing.
Okay.
It has a little bit more personality, and there's some shady stuff that goes down too. Like one guy was like lying. So he made a deal with the other chick to, like, hook up when they got there, but they came in at different times, so they were, like, playing out the other chick. Some stuff like that went down.
Is it like Survivor?
Kind of like that, but in the dating world, yeah.
So they're out there camping and stuff?
Yeah, because you want to get picked so you can stay longer. And I actually looked up the resort. Mike and I were going to go there, and right now it's too short notice for me to give work to go to Mexico because it's on the list of like controlled places for us. But I actually was going to like rent a room there, so I think we're going to do that later in the season.
Wait, but so it's not like Survivor, like they're camping and eating rice and lizards?
No, they're basically getting fed alcohol and food, and they only can stay at the resort, so they lounge around all day long with nothing to do but talk to each other and make out. In the pool and on the beach.
That's my fantasy.
My fantasy would be to do that, but with no men, and it'd be like fat camp. Like, I would lose so much weight.
Oh, just with other women, and you can wear only pajamas or pre-pajamas.
Yeah, and we'd braid each other hair and talk about, like, Bravo and reality TV shows.
Yeah, and without the braiding.
Cook for us, yeah.
Without the braiding, though. No braiding.
See, I can't do my own hair. I'd want you to at least put in a French braid for me, because it's hot.
And then you want to go wrestle, right?
No, we're going to save that for later, honey.
Okay, so I have a question for you that I've been totally thinking about, and I don't know why. Okay, so you're my Air Force badass chick that knows all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So what do you do if you are out in the field or on the front lines? Mm-hmm. What does the military do for women when you have your period?
Whatever you do, like now. I've had it when I've been out there.
Like, do you have to bury it and stuff? Like, you have to bury your tampon?
Like the slip trenches, I would think. I've never been in a situation where I had to, like, build dig the trench to use for the bathroom, but I would think that it would be the same. Because I've been out in field exercises, and I've had it, and it sucks. Because you just feel dirty all the time, and you're basically washing with wet wipes.
And do they provide it for you? Is there, like, military-grade tampons?
No. No, I mean, like, when you're in certain times, like, you have just basic issue of stuff, that are very generic. It's like brandless.com,
Okay.
But that's really funny. Can you imagine if you get to be like, hey, sir, I have my period. I can't today.
I know. I can't imagine that.
There's times where it's pretty, like, I just felt dirty all the time.
So you're at boot camp, Private Benjamin style, and you're like, excuse me,
can
I please go to the washroom?
Well, basic training, I didn't get it the entire time. Almost none of the girls did.
Just the physical exertion?
Yeah, and like stress, and you're losing weight, and you're being very athletic and all that. So no, I didn't get it for like months and months when I first came in.
Why are recruiters not using that information to get more? Honest to God.
Happens to a lot of athletes. Like, none of us got it. The first week, we ran out of toilet paper and stuff because everything's rationed, and they want you to kind of do that. So we were, like, trying to snag napkins in the dining hall and bring them back to the dorm to use. But for the most part, none of us got our periods. Unless you got it the first week you were there. Otherwise, you didn't get it at all.
Really? They need to advertise that.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to go through menopause. Maybe that's not a good thing to say, but I can't wait. Every time I sweat randomly, I'm like crossing my fingers like, please God, let it be a hot flash.
I just got my IUD out, and can I tell you, I have not had periods in 10 years, and this sucks. I forgot how bad it is.
Yeah, I had one, and I loved it. I had the Mirena. Yeah, because you stopped getting your period. But I feel so much better not on anything. I don't think a lot of women realize, like, if you started taking birth control young, like I had ovarian cysts in high school and they were really bad, so I was on birth control. So I never realized how different you can feel when you are packed full of hormones like that. And it wasn't until after this last pregnancy, I stopped everything and I feel so much better.
That's part of the reason why I got mine out, because I went to the functional doctor and she said that I was showing, like, my hormones are off, like estrogen and everything like that. And she was saying to me, she goes, for a woman who already has, I guess, higher levels of estrogen or issues with estrogen or whatever, she goes, you never should have probably had one of those, because like, I was having the weight gain and I was having the acne and all that stuff. And so I got it taken out in January, and I was hoping I would drop a lot of weight really quick, but I didn't. I haven't lost anything since then. But I do feel like that first month I got it out, I did notice a big difference in how I just felt mood-wise.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was psychological or what, but I kind of forgot I had taken it out too. I don't think it was a placebo effect. I think I really genuinely felt that way.
Oh, no, I believe that. It wasn't until
I
last
blame
year.
the IUD for cellulite, though.
I blame everything for cellulite, and it just gets worse as you get older. It's terrible.
Yeah, I think men though need to go on hormone patches. I know the Colonel. I like secretly look up at WebMD and try to like send him messages on stuff he needs.
You could slip it into something like a shoe.
Oh
if he
yeah,
doesn't know.
see, it would just be like a patch. It would go through quicker, like a cream, like an ointment maybe. Like I'll be like, oh, let me give you a back rub.
Oh, and it's absorbed through the shoulders or something. You've heard of a 5-on-2, right?
Listen. I'm not believing you're 5-on-2.
I swear there's something called a 5-on-2.
I think you totally had somebody that you were on the cheerleading team and they wanted you to put your 5 on there too, and you totally fell for it. That's what I think happened.
No. I swear there was a wrestling move called a 5-on-2, and it's like when a guy takes his 5 fingers and grabs the other guy's 2 balls. It's like a wrestling move. Maybe it's like some sort of code word for another move.
Or, yeah, losing your virginity.
No, my 5 was never on anyone's shoe.
Or going to first base. It sounds like you're 5 on his too for first base.
I was the cheerleader. I only lasted a year because after the first year, I was like, what is this bullshit? I have to be buying candy and TPing some guy's house. What the hell's he doing for me? I was out of there after the first year. Like, no,
I
thanks.
bet you were the cutest cheerleader because you were so positive and so happy. Like,
No.
But yeah, I asked Mike about your 5-on-2 business, and he showed me videos of like flipping, and he said this is like something like a 5 or whatever. I said, well, where's the 2 come in? I said, there's no part where he grabs his balls and like throws them over his shoulder. He's like, no. So I said, well, Jodie definitely, somebody was trying to get her to go to first base.
No, or do you think they were trying to get their 5 on my 2, like my 2 boobs?
That might be it too. So
I'm going to go deep into research with the 5-on-2.
I love it because I think you confidently used that turn of phrase for the last like 20 years.
You have no idea how many times I've used it, like in serious conversations. I know for a fact my niece's old boyfriend was a wrestler, and I was like, oh yeah, that old 5-on-2. And I thought he knew what I was talking about, but now I'm thinking, okay, he probably has no idea. And I've just been using this term like I'm all like in the wrestling world.
Is there anything else you've done where you just feel like really silly looking back on it?
Every freaking day. Remember, I'm taking improv right now, so by the end of the night, I walk out of there like, oh my God, what just happened? What did I do?
Any moment that's really embarrassing, or the worst is like, I don't know what's worse, is when I'm really embarrassed or I feel really embarrassed for somebody else when they do something. Because I feel sympathy, embarrassment for people.
Yeah, I feel like I get more stuck in this situation where there's something about my face that people walk up to me and tell me everything and anything. I don't know what it is. And I've had friends with me that are just like, what just happened? Like, just random. I've been in the gym and this old guy came up to me. So you know that the hip adductor machine?
The good girl, bad girl. Right?
I've never heard it called that, but that is awesome. Yeah, where it's like the gynecological machine.
You're like, hey buddy, not today. Hey buddy, nope, not today.
I use that machine every day now. I'm going to be thinking of that. No, but I've had just like the old men come up and just start talking to me about different stuff, about, oh yeah, how the women who come in here and when they're pregnant, they use that machine. It helps with labor. And I mean, people just, I just have a face that says like, just come talk to me about anything embarrassing about me, about you.
You're the tree of trust for embarrassment. So did anything, what's happened at your improv? Anything good?
You know, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Once you get past the original embarrassment of it, it is a lot of fun. It's fun to go to them too. Next time we see each other, we'll have to go to one.
I know. I have big plans. When are you coming to DC? I have big plans for you. I already have a printed itinerary.
Thinking maybe October, because Dave is traveling there in October. Or maybe I don't want to go at the same time, right?
So I have a question for you. Mike wants to talk reality shows with you. So I'm going to need you to guest on my podcast because it's really annoying sitting through people's couch with him, watching all the shows now, because he's like, did you hear what Jodie said about her? Did you hear what Jodie does not like Chantal's family. Jodie he quotes everything you say, and I'm like, so he wants to actually have an episode with you without me and talk about reality shows.
I love Mike, but I'm kind of afraid of him too.
I know, I am too. He already came in before and was like, let me know when it's my turn to get on there. And I'm like, I'll let you know there, bud.
Well, he's Mr. Big and Smart, would you say former military? Or how do you phrase it? Retired military. He does have a presence about him, and it is very intimidating.
Yeah, he got on my nerves the other day. He was telling me about how I didn't stand up for myself in a store or like a wait or something. He's like, do you think I would have gotten that done? I was like, yeah, because you make me pee my pants. Like, I'm sure there would have been a puddle on the floor if you went over there. When I go over there, they're just like, hey, ha ha ha, and they're laughing at me, not with me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm the complete opposite. I'm the person that goes up there apologizing, even if the store's done something wrong. I'm like, oh, I really don't mean to bother you. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry you did this wrong, but can you just help me out to try to fix it? I would normally just deal with it. I already got my speech ready.
And it's the more people are assholes, the more I apologize, because I'm like, maybe I can be the one to change them, and they'll be nice all of a sudden.
So Dave strikes me as the type where he wouldn't even bother going up there. Like, he'd be like, I'm just not dealing with this, and I'm not talking about it, and I don't have time for this.
No, he doesn't have time for it. So he's the type that every year we put out Christmas lights outside, and he'll just take them, and then he just brings them to the electronic recycling, because he's like, I'm not going to bother wrapping them all up and saving them. I'll just buy new ones next year.
Aww. But I bet he does. I bet he says that, and he talks really slow while he says it.
No, but he's just like, yeah, he does not have time for it. But see, if I have something, I want to talk about it, and I want to complain about it. And he's like, yeah, God, okay, it's not worth the $5. Just don't worry about returning it. Just go get a new one.
You two were so cute when you were telling me about how he's related to the Revolutionary War. Like, Paige could be in the Daughters of the American Revolution.
I know.
And he's, trying to tell this story, and he's very deliberate and very thoughtful as he's relaying the story, and you're just, jumping in, we gotta speed this up, dude. We gotta keep this going.
I got the finger going, wrap it up, let's go. Well, you too. You're the same way.
Oh, I know. I have to interrupt him because I gotta explain to him it's not a lecture. You're not briefing your troops here. It's called a discussion. We gotta have, and he's very, very wordy. He likes to really give you a term paper when he talks to you. So I gotta be like, can we get the Cliff Notes on this, dude?
Well, speaking of Cliff Notes, we're gonna start a little segment to wrap up the show, because I always like to have something to look forward to, a goal for the week. And I know you are really good at this. I need to get better at it. So what is your goal for the soul? What is it that you want to achieve this week?
I want to keep up. I know it sounds lame, but I want to keep up the running. I hope to come up with ways to do that. That doesn't make me feel like I'm going to need to be clear. Need some resuscitation over here. But that's my goal for the soul.
Are you going for speed or distance or enjoyment?
Not enjoyment. I just need to get through running consistently for 1.5 miles. Let's start slow here. You're asking a lot.
And 1.5 miles has to be within a certain amount of time?
Yeah. What about you? What is your goal for the soul?
My goal is to get packed up for this trip next week without going off on someone or getting way over anxious. And to me, that is a huge, huge task, because when I have a lot to do or a long list of things, I get very easily overwhelmed and I snap. So my goal is, if I get upset or if I get anxious, I just need to go take some deep breaths and not lose my mind on people and sour the whole getting going part of the trip.
See, this is why you and I are a perfect couple, because I get anxious too and I just get real quiet. So you could be the snappy one and I'd just be real quiet. When you haven't heard from me all day, you're like, her anxiety level's up.
Yeah, and I'm go, go, go. I have to be doing something if I'm anxious, whether it's cleaning the house or I have to do something.
Yeah, I'm the same way, but I just get real quiet.
Yeah, I just get real bitchy.
And then your kids are looking at you like, I thought we were going to Mickey Mouse, Mom.
Yeah, they just avoid me. They're like, yep, she's at it. Like, let's just start picking up and cleaning. Look busy, look busy.
I know. They know when to hit they know when to clear out. I get that way when I'm
Yep.
cleaning the house, and they know. Mom does not like to clean that. Like, I like cleaning the house, but I just don't like it when people are sitting around while I'm doing it. That's when I start getting.
Must be nice. Must
Yeah,
be
exactly.
nice. Right? Oh, all right, Carrie. Well, until next time, take it easy on the rocks, or don't be on the rocks, be on the rocks.
Yeah, we
What do we
need.
wanna say?
Yeah, we need an outism. If anybody
An
has any,
An outro, an outism.
We do.
Not an outie.
no.
Not an outie. That doesn't sound right. Okay, so, well, for now, we'll just go 1, 2, 3, break. How about
Okay,
that?
sounds
Or 1,
good.
2, 3, cheers.
No, do not ask me for a 5 on 2. I'm not doing any kind of shit. But I see where this is going.
All right, we'll go 1, 2, 3, cheers.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, cheers.